Some people knew him as Edward Walter Spolnick, but to most he was known as Killer Kowalski, a professional wrestler and friend to many.
August 28th, world heavyweight wrestling champion Walter Killer Kowalski died. I knew him casually. I had met him a few times, and we occasionally talked. His real name was Edward Walter Spolnick, and he died at age 81 from a heart attack. He was internationally known, and he's been on national television and national magazines, so he's quite famous. He was an umpire in Needham at the celebrity softball games between the police and celebrities such as Red Sox players. And he also brought a wrestling show to the Needham High School gym around the mid-90s. He did it, I think, 2 or 3 times yearly in a row. He was a mountain of a man, really. He was 6'8" and a good 300 pounds at his prime, and yet he was a strict vegetarian. In 1954, he got the name Killer after accidentally ripping off Yukon Eric's cauliflower ear. People thought he did it on purpose, and they gave him the nickname Killer. Walter opened a wrestling school in Malden after he retired, and I have a fond recollection of that. One day my sons and I decided to visit the school just on a whim, and we walked in. He didn't know me from a hole in the wall, and as soon as we walked in, he stopped teaching, and he walked over to us and welcomed us to the school. And he was so hospitable. He brought my kids into the gym and showed them how to lift weights, work the apparatus, and he asked if we were comfortable and if there's anything he could explain. He couldn't have been nicer. The matches that Killer was in was a work. It's a word that wrestlers use where the outcome is predetermined. He would mention that, and other wrestlers of his era would mention that sometimes it was a shoot and part of the match was real. Maybe the wrestlers didn't like each other or they just wanted to see who was the better man, so they really went at it. The outcome might have been predetermined, but the injuries were very real, and he used to go through a litany of what was wrong. He broke every bone in his body practically. He had concussions, his teeth knocked out, he's been stabbed, burned, blinded, hit over the head with boards. So it's not a piece of cake. Walter's life resume would read that he was an athlete, a world champion pro wrestler, a writer for the Boston Globe, a teacher, a speaker, a broadcast interviewer, a vegetarian, a photographer, a pilot, and he studied electrical engineering. But above all, Walter Kowalski was a kind, gentle, gracious person, a true gentle man. Rest in peace, Killer.
The Needham Channel would like to extend our condolences to the family of Walter Kowalski.